Just like in Christianity, where, yes, you have a body, but your true self is a soul. It's an eternal spirit hidden deep down within that body that you have an intimate access to. Just like that, a lot of people in today's world think of their true self, or the answer to the question, who are you, as a personality hidden deep within us that only we and our closest friends have access to. You know, they'll say things like, sure, when I'm out in public, I do kind of put on a mask to other people for the sake of social utility. I mean, I don't act like my 100% true self in the Starbucks drive-thru. Yeah, I tell people things they want to hear. I play the game because, look, the fact is, it's just not useful to. Not to mention, I don't really feel comfortable giving 100% of my true self to the person in the Starbucks drive-thru. Who am I really, though? Well, that's something I reserve for my family and my closest friends. In fact, even some of my closest friends don't know everything about the depths of what it is to be me. Maybe for some of you out there, there's only one other person in this entire world that has full access to your true self hidden deep within you. But Sartre would say, is this really how the self works? Is the self really like the Christian soul hidden somewhere deep within you that only you have access to? Sartre would say, it very well may be that you put on a mask when you go out in public for the sake of pragmatism. And it very well may be that you've reflected on yourself and you have this idea up in your head of who you are that's only accessed by you and your closest friends. But don't ignore the possibility that there are multiple levels of deception going on there. Maybe you're telling yourself a story you want to hear the same way you're telling the Starbucks barista a story. So to sum this up, I guess, look, intuitively, it may seem to us like we have a sort of special access to knowing who we are and that we choose to share ourselves with only our closest friends who we trust dearly. But Sartre would say that the reason it seems that way is because what you actually have is a narrative about yourself that you've written and forged from a particularly biased perspective, and that the reason it seems like your friends reinforce this picture of who you are is because that's the very criteria we all use to choose who our friends are going to be, is whether or not they reinforce this picture that we have of ourselves. That's what we like about our friends to Sartre. For example, if a big part of the way that you view yourself and your identity is that you consider yourself to be a smart person, Sartre would predict that most of your friends are going to be people that are not so smart, that tell you you're smart all the time, or people that ask you a lot of questions that you then answer, making you feel smart, or other smart people that commend you on being smart like them. To Sartre, we choose our friends because they reinforce the way that we view ourselves. Of course we'd give them privileged access to our biased narrative of ourselves, and of course it's going to feel validating. Of course it would seem that you know better than anyone else who you are. But again, Sartre would say that the true measure of your values, the true answer to the question, who are you, is what you actually do. Thank you for listening. I'll talk to you next time.